buildings after the infamous 9/11 attacks can only be adequately explained if controlled demolition is part of the equation.
Yep. I feel like it was definitely controlled.
It had to be, right?
Had to be the way that building collapsed like a soda can, like you stepped on it.
Like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And I even seen a video in one of the documentaries where a firefighter that was there was talking about it. And he said it just sounded like bombs going off. And he had his hand up in the air and he said boom, 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 boom. And it's like his hand was going down levels and he was hitting each level with his hand. Like it just how he visually seen it.
I also saw that people heard explosions before the plane even hit.
There was so many news reports that came out originally, like when everything was first happening. Yeah. Everybody's talking about explosions, this and that.
Yep, I've watched numerous videos of people saying that they heard 2 or 3 explosions go off and the building shake before the plane was even there. Well, not there, right before it hit.
Yeah, I've seen something about that. I've seen what you're talking about. There's the whole theory about a bomb being underneath the plane. My only problem with that is that's so obvious.
Nah, they're saying there's bombs in the building.
Yeah. No, I'm with that theory, but he was talking about. Oh, I could see what you're saying.
Yeah, okay, the bombs in the building went off before the plane even hit.
Yeah,
and the building shook before the plane even hit.
In the basement.
Okay. Yeah.
There was It said that
that's why it falls in levels.
Yep.
It came straight down.
Yeah, it came straight down. It didn't topple over. It didn't do nothing. It came straight the fuck down.
And you would think. I mean, yeah, I get it. It's obviously been weakened, but it was weakened pretty high up.
Yeah,
the building itself.
It was probably 100 feet from the top of the building that it hit.
Yeah, if that. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't.
If that.
A few stories.
You got to think. If you know anything about physics, and center of gravity, that shit's gonna topple over.
The only thing though, because I've heard other sides of it too, bro. And that building was fucking strong as fuck.
Had to be.
The way it was built.
Had to be, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's strong, but even with physics. Yeah.
You're good, though.
The higher you go up and hit something, I could see it just toppling over if they hit it in the middle or down, or not toppling over, collapsing if they hit it in the middle or down below, But they're so high up where they hit it, it would have toppled over at least some.
Right.
Is there any footage of it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, you can Google the towers coming down.
Of the plane hitting it? Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, you can find whatever you like about that. I mean, see.
And it started coming down from the top.
Yeah. It came down from where it got hit at.
Yeah.
Right below it. That's where it first hit.
Yep. I don't know. It's just hard to believe that it would come straight down. And those planes aren't going slow.
No.
So all that force.
No, he even went on to say that there was another engine. Let's see, let me go back and tell you about him. So Robert Carroll, he was a civil engineer professor, a fellow Canadian Society of Civil Engineering, yada yada. Anyway, so he had to say, he couldn't understand how those buildings collapsed. It just didn't make sense. He went on to say the fires were on the upper floors. There was little chance the heat would have spread down. Everybody knows heat rises, right?
Yep.
It would have spread down and caused the steel columns or connectors or floor beams to sufficiently weaken, collapse the Twin Towers. He said that in the same daily commercial news article that I've been getting this little bits of information from. And also that the beams were fire retardant. So, I mean, they're insulated, right? Now, understand fire retardant doesn't mean that they can't catch fire. That can't happen. It just means that they're better resistant against it.
Especially with the fuel and stuff.
Yeah. But it says further, he says when the structures did fail, they did so with such an explosive force that pulverized concrete was ejected at a high velocity and scattered on a debris field some 370 meters away.
It wouldn't have gone that far.
I mean, I don't.
370 meters. How far is it?
Yeah, that's a metric. Yeah, that's our forte.
You said 370 meters?
Yeah,
Yeah.
How many is that based in our world?
Feet.
Don't know. Our world?
Our country, our standard country.
It would be 1,213 feet.
Yeah, no.
That's like 10 football fields. 11 football fields.
Yeah, you gotta think that's a far way for debris to just go. On the
I don't know,
first
man.
impact.
Smoke traveled. Where were you at, man? Where did you live when you seen the smoke? How far away was you anyway? I guess I'd say like hours or minutes. He not there? We'll come back to that.
You gotta think, smoke
If he
is
was-
lighter.
If he was still in Albany, then he was probably about 5 hours away from her.
So I mean, smoke traveled a pretty good distance. That's interesting.
But yeah, smoke's lighter. You know, it's
Yeah.
gonna carry a hell of a lot farther than heavy ass debris.
Concrete, yeah.
No,
Concrete.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get why you say that. It don't make sense. That's still too far.
Yeah. Now, with the help of explosions with it, like an extra help.
Of course. Give it a little extra oomph.
Yep.
I get what you're saying. I do now. Building 7. I can tell you, well, you didn't even know what Building 7 is.
I know
Build
what
it.
it is.
You
I
do,
read
River?
about it.
Yeah, Building
Yeah, I
7
read
was a
about
building that was, correct me if I'm wrong, River. A Building 7 was a building that was nearby.
Yeah, it was.
And they were worried because it got damaged from the collapse of the Twin Towers. And so they were worried about another potential collapse. So they literally did a controlled demolition, and it collapsed the exact same way the Twin Towers did.
Really?
Go look. Yeah, you can find a video on Building 7. That's not in there hiding. They publicly announced it that they said to pull it. And let's blow it up.
So why would they already have the explosives already in place?
Mm-hmm.
That's my question. If they didn't know this was gonna happen, why would they know to already blow that building apart?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they just have fucking... Every building just has explosives just in case.
No,
They're like, oh, this
not at all.
to go. Like, no.
Not at all. And why were they so worried about that one building getting destroyed? What was in that building that they didn't want people finding out what was in there?
Ah, see.
What files or what people
I didn't even
was
think
in
about
that
time,
building?
And at the time that there was like, I'm gonna say it was 2 point something either billion or trillion dollars that had just gone missing. It was unexplained.
Then that money was probably in that building
Around that time period that happened.
and and they had to get rid of it, or people were gonna find it. If it would have got damaged, obviously there would have been emergency responders there, so somebody was gonna find something that wasn't supposed to be found. That's why they took that building out.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
See, I'm with
Because
that.
that's just weird that they just
And see, I think
already
it's
have the
crazy you
bombs
didn't know
placed.
about that.
No, I had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about it either until I Googled it.
I just looked it up. Yeah, that's really weird.
Ain't
What
it?
was in that building?
They do that kind of shit all the time, man.
Oh,
That's
hell
a
yeah,
whole
they
another
do.
episode.
There's plenty more episodes to come, viewers.
Facts.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Facts. So
I
Mayhem,
write shit down as we go.
I think
too.
you might have been gone. I asked you a question.
Did you?
No, you're good. You're good. No. I'm just glad you came back before I went to the next topic. So how far away were you from the towers? Because you said you still seen smoke. Now, you don't have to tell me where you were. Just like hours. Like, were you like 30 minutes from it, 2 hours from it, the city?
Yeah, like 30 minutes, 45 minutes.
Okay. So
So you were in this city then?
basically,
Yeah.
right? Oh, so
Yep.
you was in New York. Oh,
I was in Manhattan.
holy shit.
Yeah, you're from the city, aren't you? You just moved
Yeah,
up
I moved
upstate.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Damn, okay. My man was there.
Yeah, bro, this was bad. There was fucking shit everywhere.
That's what I assumed when he said he's seen all that smoke. I was like, oh, he must have been in the city.
See, I guess I just always assumed you lived upstate. I don't know why I never even thought that was a possibility. That's wild. So that's why
Yeah,
everything was so locked down and they weren't letting anybody.
Yeah.
That's why you were there. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Wow. That's pretty wild. I think you're probably the first person I've talked to that was actually in the city.
You guys brought something up too. I was gonna say, fucking, when that day when it happened. I remember at first, I don't even think they said it was a plane. I think they just told us it blew off.
Really?
And I think like 20 minutes, maybe an hour later, that's when they told us a plane hit. I'm pretty sure. I think they might have not even told us. Our parents might have told us. I can't remember.
I get what you're saying though, because that was third grade. So that's still
Yeah.
not the easiest thing to look back and remember.
Yeah.
It's not.
Yeah, I can barely remember what I had for dinner last night.
Back so.
A lot of stuff happened between third grade and now.
For real though.
Exactly.
Life's
A lot of
definitely
brain
happened.
cells been killed.
Kevin.
I'm killing some now.
Facts. Okay, so where was that? Okay, so
We were talking about Building 7.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Mayhem, did you hear about the Building 7?
Not the first part. What were you saying?
Okay, so Building 7 was another tower that was close by to the Twin Towers after the collapse. And they were supposedly worried about another potential collapse due to damage to the building from the other collapse. So they did a controlled demolition,
Yo,
and it collapsed the
You hear me?
exact same. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
you're
We
gonna
can
start
hear you.
all over, bro. That shit cut out.
Oh,
I
shit.
everything.
Okay, my bad. So Building 7 was a building. It was a tower close to the Twin Towers after they collapsed, right? So after they collapsed, they were worried about another potential collapse because it got damaged from the Twin Towers collapsing. So they did a controlled demolition, and it collapsed the exact same way the Twin Towers did.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's just weird.
Yeah, they blew it out from the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I brought up the point. Why were the bombs in there in the first place?
Well, they didn't bring them in there to do that.
I mean, I'm not exactly sure how that
Wait,
goes.
you're saying
They
a
intentionally
building
brought
in the Twin Towers?
No,
No.
a building nearby. I mean, you can look it up,
This
man.
was
I'm
a
not
whole
lying to you.
different day?
No, same
I
day.
just never heard.
Yeah, same. Exactly,
day.
man.
Like
Same
how
day.
far?
I'm
how
not.
long apart?
I'm not
No.
exactly sure. It was close enough to where they were worried about the damage.
What I'm saying
from it.
is they probably brought the explosives in to do that, right? They weren't already in there.
I mean, I don't know how
No,
that goes. I don't know how controlled demolition works. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the process.
And what was in that building? Why were they so worried about taking that one building out?
I mean, yeah, that wasn't the only building nearby. Sure.
Yeah, it's not like it was fucking middle of nowhere and that building just happened to be nearby it. No, there was thousands of other buildings. And they only destroyed, it was the Twin Towers and then that one as well. I mean, they could have literally they could have done, 3, 4 other buildings, but why just one?
And even right around that time, it was reported that 2.2 billion or trillion dollars had gone missing.
Yeah.
Like it was unaccounted for.
How the
So-
fuck?
Yeah, how do you how does
yeah.
a whole country or city, country, whatever, lose that much fucking money
Yeah, just
that no
misplace
one
it.
knows where it goes? Like,
fucking
no,
way.
they knew exactly where that money was,
And they hid
and
the
they
evidence.
didn't want people to find it, because if that building would have got damaged, people were gonna find it.
That's
Yeah.
crazy that they can just say that. We don't know. And that's
Yeah.
end of
Like,
story.
just
If
that
we say that,
money
that's
just
called
gone.
fucking money laundering.
Yeah, yep.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
And they had to get rid of it somehow.
at least the evidence of the whole event.
Evidence of it, if
and then,
it
of
wasn't
course-
the money, but
and of course-
statements, files, something like that.
I mean, even though it does sound crazy to us, like trillions of dollars, like it just doesn't go missing, but there's probably hundreds and hundreds of
Oh,
trillions
yeah.
of dollars coming through, so maybe like
Facts.
36 trillion just went
Yeah.
missing over time.
Right. No, I get what you're saying. I do. It's wild to think about, man. Like, I don't know.
Something was in the building.
All right,
I don't know what.
So, has anybody got anything else on these buildings? This little section? No?
Oh.
Alright. So let's go ahead and move on to Flight 77 in the Pentagon. Something that's real interesting to me about the Pentagon is there's literally one angle of the supposed plane hitting the Pentagon.
Just one angle.
Just one
Yeah.
angle.
Just one angle, like you talk about video.
Yeah, one camera angle. One
Out of
camera.
all them motherfucking people.
Out of all them cameras, bro.
Oh yeah, cameras. Yeah, the Pentagon's.
The
a building
Pentagon.
like that's literally, it is littered with cameras. Every inch of that building is going to be covered,
Yeah.
and they
I mean,
get.
I encourage you to try to find more than one video of that plane hitting the Pentagon, quote unquote plane hitting the Pentagon. So
You think it was?
we're gonna get into that. We're gonna.
CGI?
I don't know about that. There was definitely something that hit the Pentagon.
Yeah.
Wow.
So let's see. When you look at the footage of that video of the Pentagon being hit, right? Okay, so it's like a camera angle. It looks like it's at like a guard post almost, like where somewhere would drive up to and somebody check your ID type of thing. And it's pointing at the Pentagon. You can see some parking spaces or whatever, and you see all of a sudden this object is flying, almost touching the ground. And it is flat. It is not coming down. It is flat. Okay, so what you see in this video, and they even slow it down, is you see a white tip, which could be the nose of a plane, and then you see a fireball. And that's it. You just see explosions and shit. You don't see a body. They even slow it down. One frame shows the tip. The next frame is the next frame is the explosion, and that's
That
it.
is. I'm watching the video right now.
You see what I'm talking about?
That is way too low.
How is
To
it
be-
a Boeing 757
It's a big ass plane.
supposedly hijacked
Yeah.
by somebody that has no flying experience? Well, maybe not no flying experience, but maybe not. You know what you would think to do something like that. And you tell me that there's only one camera angle of this? Like there wasn't a front shot of the plane coming in?
Out
It
of
would-
all the cameras there, that's all they got. And you can't, in the video, you can't decipher if it's a plane or not.
You can't. But what you can do is talk about what happened afterwards, though, right? So
Yep.
afterwards, there was obviously a hole. Now, what was interesting about this was originally before, because it didn't collapse like what you see. You know how you see in the news now? It's like a big gaping hole, like there's like a big crater in there, right? When it hit.
Yep.
Okay, so originally when the firefighter crews got there, it hadn't collapsed like that yet. It was still intact from like top levels. Not intact. It was obviously damaged, but it wasn't
Yeah.
collapsed. It didn't come down. So a Boeing 757 is 44 feet tall, like the tip, like the back wing. The very top of that back wing is 44 feet. Like on the plane we're on now.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm
And
gonna
so
edit this, put a circle and whatnot.
So wingtip to wingtip, a Boeing 757 is about 150 something feet, plus or minus, right? So the hole that was in the Pentagon after the whole thing had collapsed. Remember, originally it hadn't collapsed yet. Keep that in mind. So before the whole thing, after it all collapsed, the height of the Pentagon was 73 feet. Right? So let's think about that. 73 feet tall. And let's remember that video, the plane, or whatever it was that came in and hit. Does that look like an object that was almost over half the height of the building?
No.
It would have had to been over half the height of the building coming in, right?
Yep.
And especially since it's not touching the ground, supposedly, right? 'Cause it's still flying, just really extremely low.
Yeah. I don't think it was a plane.
So, and then let's talk about, okay, now the building hadn't collapsed yet, so it was intact. So originally, you can see footage, and this guy will point out how there's a couple of different spots. You can't quite tell where the hole is, but it looks like it's about 14 to 16 feet, like in diameter type of thing. Okay, so then the whole thing collapses, right? So now you basically got this straight up and down, looks like a big gaping hole. So the hole was about 63 feet wide.
Yep.
Okay. Now keep in mind that there was no real plane debris around either. That's another interesting thing about this. Even when the fire crews first got there was no any kind of sign of a plane, like a wingtip, an engine.
There's no plane debris at all.
No.
What the fuck?
So even think about it, the wingtip to wingtip is 150 feet, correct?
Yeah.
So even if the wings come in and that hole they supposedly went through only was 63 feet wide. So even if the wingtips broke and it went through, where's the fucking wingtips?
Where's the rest of the plane? You're gonna have some debris.
Something?
You're gonna have a nose. You're gonna have something of that plane that somebody's gonna tell it's from the plane in that crash if there is a plane.
A wheel, something. Just it could be small.
Something.
Yeah, there's no way it just all that evaporated. Like it's not fucking water.
Well, it couldn't evaporate because you can even see this in the picture. So now, Matt, if you're looking at the picture right now, it would be like it's looking straight through the hole. Everything's collapsed, but you can see like the different levels on the sides, right, from inside.
Yeah.
Because there's a hole now, right? The third levels and up don't look like they have any smoke damage, any burn damage. Like they still look like a regular wall. I mean, it looks a little beat up. I ain't gonna lie, but it don't look like it's been, a ball of flames has gone anywhere near it.
Yeah.
Which you think though, and there's no damage from the plane hitting it itself. Like the top of it is still intact.
Yeah.
There's no damage on the sides, where you
There's
think
no-
like a wings would hit. You would think that side of the building would have some kind of.
Yeah, I'm looking at the pictures right now. How is the roof still intact?
I mean, these are just questions. I think they're valid.
So
do you
what
guys
do you
think of
think
that?
happened?
So there's a lot of interesting things about that. A lot of people described like explosions. I mean, obviously there'd be an explosion with a plane hitting the side of the building, so you mean
Mm-hmm.
can't exactly go off that. But in a video, see, this video is where I got this information was from a channel that's on Roku. It's called the Burrow Network. If you have
I'm
Roku,
gonna have to look it up.
I recommend checking it out. It is a straight red pill channel. They got current events, past events.
Is it like free or
Yeah,
do you have to pay for it?
It's free as fuck.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna have to write that shit down in my notes. Hold up.
Roku, and it's called the Burrow Network. Okay, so in this video where it was showing me this documentary about the Pentagon specifically, it was showing a news reporter interviewing somebody that was there, and they're all acting frantic and stuff, but they were talking about it sounded like a cruise missile. They kept talking about it like it was a missile.
I could see that with how low it is.
Yeah.
It's something
yeah.
that's interesting is the gas station nearby had a camera that happened to be pointing in that direction, but that footage got confiscated.
Of course it did.
Where's that footage? Like, why can't we see that? If it's actually a plane that hit the side of the building, why can't we see that? Why wouldn't you want to be like, hey, all these conspiracy theories, man, look, here's the fucking plane, y'all happy?
Yeah.
On top of that, why confiscate a random gas station camera footage?
I mean, I could see that from if they're like investigating.
Yeah.
If I believe
Yeah,
they're
any
investigating like
footage
that.
that they could get, but why not make it
Why
public?
not? Exactly. Eventually, it's 22 years later. Why can't we see it?
They made that one video public of the supposed plane.
Yeah. I mean,
With
these
one
conspiracy
angle.
theories was coming out. I mean, we as kids when this shit was going on, so we wouldn't have known this. These theories were coming out almost immediately
Oh yeah.
after the attacks. So it wasn't like this conspiracy theory thing's just a new pop-up thing. It's been going on for just as long since it's happened. Wouldn't you
Exactly,
want to be like, here,
especially-
dumbass, here's the plane?
Yeah. Okay. So the whole gas station footage, and then only being one angle of the Pentagon. Again, it's the fucking Pentagon.
For real.
Yeah.
There's probably
like,
20
they
cameras
have-
on that side alone.
Yeah.
If
Right.
not more.
And it yeah.
That's
Hit
the
it
front
in
of the
north
building.
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you
especially
mean-
in the front of the building. They're gonna
Yeah,
have that
nah.
motherfucker littered with cameras.
Exactly.
They got cameras
I
for their
just
cameras.
think- yeah, it's probably they probably got cameras watching their cameras that are watching their fucking cameras. Like, come on now.
Just one angle, nothing else.
I mean, all I'm asking
Yeah.
is to make sense of it.
What's even more fishy is that gas station shit. It's only you can only ever find one angle and nothing else.
And it's not too far off that a missile would have hit it.
Well, and just the angle. I mean, you guys did
The-
y'all go watch the video?
Oh, I just watched it. Like
Yeah, I
that
watched
is low as fuck.
And it's flat, right? It's not coming at
And
an
flat,
angle.
perfectly flat. Like you would think. And you got to think they got to be coming at that angle for a while.
Yeah.
Like they can't just drop in and
be at
go
that
at that angle and be
Yeah,
at that
because-
angle perfectly to drive like that. No, with no flight experience at all, and how big the fucking plane is.
Well,
Like they would
Wait.
almost have to have their landing gear down.
did they
Yeah.
say where the plane came from?
From
Came
the,
from the north end.
I mean, they
It
only
was
give it.
hijacked?
Yeah, it was.
hijacked. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
while-
flight 77.
Yeah.
Just
While.
taken in the air?
Yes.
Or-
Yeah.
Yes. Just like the other two planes. Well, there was 4 planes altogether. 4 planes altogether. They all got hijacked.
Yeah, so I mean, but I'm guessing one of the guys knows how to fly a plane.
Well, yeah, you can definitely make that argument.
Like
You
it's
definitely. No, you
They can
definitely
bring
make that
somebody with no
argument.
experience.
But why
Probably
not?
Well, yeah,
fly
but-
anything.
With the angle that they're coming in,
Watch the video, man.
there's buildings.
Post it somewhere.
I will right now. There's buildings. That's maybe not close by to the Pentagon, but the way that angle is, they had to be flying at that perfect flat angle for a while. and they're gonna hit something on the way. How low they are?
Or somebody's gonna see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somebody's definitely gonna see it and be like,
Why wouldn't there be a camera angle, dog? I mean,
Yeah.
if it's a plane, why not show us that it's a plane? We've seen the planes hit the towers. Why can't we see the plane hitting the Pentagon?
yeah.
That's crazy.
Like, all you see in the beginning of this video is it slows it down. It like slows it down, so you just see a white flash. That's it.
Yep.
That's all you see is a white flash. There's no distinguishing it from a plane, missile, a fucking Nerf gun. You can't tell what it is.
It was Nerf guns with C4.
Right?
Jesus, this is something.
It was definitely something that hit that. It's in Dog
Yeah.
Pound on Discord, Mayhem.
I'll let you watch that before we move on.
Yeah. The way that the angle is and how low it is, they're gonna hit something on the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're gonna tear that supposed plane up before they even get there. And how fast they're going, oh, they're fucking something up. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Amelia Earhart. For that big of a plane, I'm saying. Like, if it was obviously a stunt plane, yeah, you could do it. But
Yeah,
that big of a plane, a
there's
passenger
no
plane, and like, you see how hard it is to pull up. Like, they can't.
They need a big ass runway for it.
Yeah, they're not
Get off the
gonna.
ground.
They're not gonna be coming in.
You see what I'm saying,
Diving.
man?
There's no way they would have caught that on camera.
For real.
Yeah, no, they're not gonna be diving and then pull up at the exact moment that they have to. No.
Oh no, somebody definitely could have hit that, but they would have been caught on camera.
For real, that's the whole point. I mean, okay, you can make an argument that somebody would be a good pilot, maybe to do that. Okay, fine. I've never been a pilot. I've never flown a plane. I don't know anything about flying a plane. So, I mean, yeah, you could definitely make that argument. But where's the fucking picture or the fucking snapshot of the plane coming in?
Yeah.
Somebody out in the world,
Something, bro.
whoever was around that Pentagon would have something. There's businesses, there's people. Granted, cell phones weren't really a thing back then. They were, but they
Not like that.
weren't. It's not like they could pull their iPhone out and
Nah.
snap the camera, but
No, people definitely weren't doing that, no.
Nah, they did have flip
there's
phones and
a
shit.
business, there's something that's gonna catch that.
No, the fucking millions of cameras on the Pentagon itself, at least.
Right?
And
At
the
least
only
from
thing,
a different
the
angle,
only other
man.
building was a gas station, and the video got confiscated.
Yeah, why? Make it public.
Yeah. Investigation's over. Supposedly they're both dead. That's a whole nother episode,
Yeah.
too. All right. So it comes up with a good little, I'd say, conclusion about the Pentagon. Anybody else got anything to say about the Pentagon?
No.
Bro. I'm looking at a fucking sky view of it. There's so many fucking things around it that would have caught that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And even the building damage alone would be a lot more, that would be a lot bigger than what they're portraying it to be. You said, what, 66 feet wide the hole was?
Yeah. Yeah, it's about, yeah,
And
yeah.
Yeah, it would have blasted sideways. The roof would have been gone. They said the building was really sturdy. Yes, I could see it. It's a fucking Pentagon. Obviously, the building's going to be top-notch, like,
Yeah.
built to the fucking T.
Oh yeah.
But the roof is going to have some burn damage, you know?
Actually,
Yeah.
there is no other really like businesses by. I do see that gas station. That's it though.
And even on the inside, like, the other side of the building's going to be damaged. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think it only went through, I believe, if I remember right, there's 5 levels, 5 walls.
Oh, and it
each
only went
wall-
through, like, 3?
Yeah. So
Okay.
there was and there's 18-inch steel reinforced plating on each side of each wall. So like the front wall's got it, the back wall's got it. The next wall,
Yeah.
the front part of that wall's got it, the back part of that wall's got it, so on and so forth.
So it's built to the gills.
Yeah. Yeah, it's built to take something if it hit.
Yep. But like you said, with no plane remains,
That's just the odd
There's-
part. I mean, every other plane crash you've seen, I mean, a plane crash is a plane crash. There's explosions,
there was-
fire.
when at the Twin Towers there was plane remains.
Yeah.
Wasn't the first one hanging out the building?
Yeah.
Something
yeah,
like
if I
that,
remember
yeah.
correctly.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
because
was
I
hanging
do
off the
remember.
building for a while when it came down.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first
All
one
of it
was
came
still there hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all of it, the rest of it came down.
What?
But there's gonna be wreckage. There's gonna be parts of the plane. I don't care what part of the plane, but a wheel,
Yeah. Something small. You'd be able to tell it was part of the plane. Yeah.
a goddamn latch, for Christ's sakes.
Right? A seatbelt.
What size plane we talk about?
A Boeing 757.
Same one that hit?
Same
the
one.
Towers?
Yes.
Yeah, and they're saying there's no
Get the fuck out of here.
there's no wreckage
Facts.
of the plane at
Well,
all.
wait. That's what I was gonna ask. What about the families of people on that plane?
They're dead,
Uh,
obviously.
Collateral
The
damage.
families. Like somebody must have known their family member was on that plane.
Yo, what are you trying?
But there's
I-
no. There's that's what I'm saying though. Like that plane was up in the air.
There's been,
At
there's
one point.
been no family members that came and said, I had family on that plane. There was a plane that hit the Pentagon.
Oh, of course there has been.
Oh yeah.
Of course there has
It's all
been.
fake.
I'm not saying it's not fake. I'm just saying they believe it to be true because that's what they were told. I'm sure
Yeah.
they believe within their whole heart that their
That
family member
their
was
family
in that
member.
plane. They hit the Pentagon.
Yo. Where was
You're saying the
Obviously-
government's tricking them?
no?
These families?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But where did them families?
Yeah, where's
Supposedly
the
go.
dead body?
Maybe they were on the other planes.
Oh no, I'm not saying that. Oh fuck, that plane could have got shot down over the ocean for all we know, dog.
Oh, okay.
You get what I'm saying? It could be
Right,
fuck
yeah.
at the bottom of the ocean. Like I don't know where the fuck that plane's
That
at.
too.
That plane was in the air. It existed. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that that plane was never up there. It was.
But we just don't know where it went. If it
Seems like a lot
Obviously,
of trouble than to
yeah,
just
if-
find an extremely skilled pilot that can for sure pull that off.
yeah, because that's a low angle.
Well, think about that. You're asking somebody to kill themselves. Like, hey, you're a really good pilot, but I need
But
you to drive this plane.
want-
I'm gonna believe it.
It's not like these guys came up with this a month ahead. Like they
No.
planned this for years.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
So this guy, he might have been practicing these exact routes for fucking 5-10 years.
Okay,
True.
but where's the plane? If that's all
Yeah,
true,
where's the
man,
plane?
where's the plane?
Yeah, that's crazy. The plane.
Where's
and
the
fucking
plane?
No
Where's the
footage is
bodies?
Wild. That's wild.
I mean, I give you to say it's not that it's not possible for that situation to have happened, but
Yeah,
the
I mean,
evidence
could've-
doesn't paint that story.
I mean, dude, can a plane explode that bad that it's just totally gone?
A plane crash. Oh, the one at the Twin Towers didn't. The one that supposedly had fire hot enough
Has
to
any
burn
others,
steel
though?
planes. I don't know. You can look up all kinds of plane crash footage, and there'd be plane crash there'd be parts everywhere, scattered everywhere. There's fire and explosion in every plane crash.
And there's
Yeah,
definitely
especially-
some piece of that plane there. Even a letter, like
A
off
fucking
the side
engine.
of the plane. And yeah, the engine, a propeller, something.
Yeah,
Too many.
engine. I mean, a
Fucking-
headset. I mean, I'll even accept a fucking seatbelt.
Something.
Right? Just a piece of cloth.
Why wouldn't they just give us that though? Even
Exactly.
If it wasn't real.
Because they're high.
Oh, you're
Oh,
saying
I mean,
you're
it's
could
like,
be
you're
high.
saying
oh, here's the seat. We got the seat right here. Like, it kind of almost does seem like it was just one of those crazy situations where we really didn't get it on camera, and the explosion was so bad that shit's just gone.
well, even that
Bro,
one
I
camera
don't
angle,
know.
man. You could slow that down frame by frame, man.
Yeah.
I can't really see that video.
Well, that's the
That's
point.
the only video you'll ever see of it.
But they had the technology to slow that video down frame by frame. We could have seen that plane hit. It could have been
Yeah.
coming in like frame by frame, like boop, here's a nose, boop, oh look, there's the cockpit, boop, oh, a few windows, some seats, maybe the
Yup.
fucking, you get what I'm saying?
That's the craziest part. Not, no,
Yeah, no plane. Yeah,
And the
and
plane.
just one video. And they, like, River A and Blazin said that they confiscated the video, the only other video out there.
There probably would have been a clear shot of a plane coming in.
Yeah.
Or something coming in.
And you would think they would try to clear it out, and like, hey, guys, here, dumbass, like you said, here's the video, here's the plane. Well, why aren't they showing it?
I mean, I think I would, if I was, running in politics, and I wouldn't want my people thinking,
No.
I wouldn't want them thinking about, no, yeah, we ain't doing nothing like that. Here's the plane. See the plane? Here's a plane.
Yeah, why stop? I mean, if they had the proof, especially now, I mean, we're in 2023, they could have been like, here, you guys, want to see the plane so bad? Here it is.
Right? But, I don't know, something's fishy about that.
Alright. Anybody got anything else? Got one more topic here. The last topic I do want to talk about would be Flight 93. Now, I mean, this is one I'm kind of like torn on because there is some credible things with this one that point to the story maybe being true.
Yeah.
I wanted to at least talk about it anyway. Just the story in general.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
it's a pretty incredible story, man. Flight 93 was a plane that was hijacked. One of the last plane, and there was passengers on board, obviously, and the hijackers had the box cutters and everything. And what supposedly happened is all the passengers banded together and they overthrew them, got in the cockpit, and crashed the plane in the field in Pennsylvania.
Yep.
My question is, did anyone even survive from that? Would be my only question here.
No,
Oh,
there was no survivors, and there was very little plane debris there either. They did find a motor. Give me a minute. They did find the motor. I can't remember how far away.
They definitely they at least found plane parts.
Yeah, there was plane parts there. Yeah, but I mean it was very scarce. There was definitely plane parts there. Oh, hang on. Okay, I'm finding where I was talking about the engine was weighing 1 ton and it was found 2,000 yards away. The heaviest component of the plane was found 2,000 yards away from the crash site.
What was it, the engine?
It was the engine, yeah. It weighed 1 ton. One of those engines on a 757 weighs 1 ton.
Okay. And you said how far?
2,000 feet. 2,000 yards. I take that back. 2,000 yards.
Okay, I was gonna say there's feet and yards. Whew. 2,000 yards away is what? So you're talking that's like 20 football fields. Because what a football field is about 100 yards. Yeah. So at least 20 football fields. I don't know. That's a pretty far distance. But then again, if it's the engine, I mean, there could have been jet fuel in there too. Maybe when it crashed, it just kind of launched itself forward still.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can really think of on why it would be 2,000 yards away.
I really, with this story, there's some interesting things about it, but I'm kind of
looking at pictures. There's a lot of plane debris.
But it's scattered. That's what I was saying. It was scattered. I ain't saying there wasn't any plane debris. I said it was scattered.
Oh, my bad.
I mean, obviously the engine was found 2,000 yards away. There was plane debris, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, that's a far away for a 1-ton engine to go.
That's the only thing I could think of is it still had like fuel and stuff in it and kind of launched itself forward.
Yep.
Like it hit the ground and depending on what angle they were at, it could have kind of launched off at an angle, kind of like how a bullet bounces up.
Flight path.
If you shoot something at an angle, the bolt will bounce off. That's the only other thing I could think of is they were at the perfect angle where one of the engines kind of took off, did its own thing. And
Well,
then fell.
there was a guy in the field that seen it though. At least according to Independent, the source I found this on. And what he described is, I could actually see that being. It sounds like a flight being taken over and being slammed into the ground, kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, like, let's see, give me a minute. Let me get back to it. Okay, so I'm just going to quote from the article. It says, the fate of the United Airlines Flight 93, the last of the 4 hijacked planes to go down in the United States on September 11th, holds no mystery for Lee Purbauch. It's spelled Purbaughh. He saw it happen with his own eyes. He was the only person present in the field where at 10:06 a.m. the aircraft hit the ground. Said there was an incredibly loud rumbling sound, and there it was, right there, right above my head, maybe 50 feet up. It was only a split second, but it looked like it was moving in slow motion, like it took forever. I saw it rock from side to side, then suddenly it dipped and dived nose first with a huge explosion into the ground. I knew immediately that no one could have possibly survived.
You're good, man.
So, I mean,
Mayhem just said he has to
yeah,
bounce.
yeah, I seen that.
Okay. I was trying to read it, but fucking all the going off, I can't fucking
Yeah.
couldn't read it in time.
So I mean, there was some things that I found in the article that kind of questioned it. I don't really know if I want to go over it though, because I mean, like the eyewitness account.
You know what I didn't think about?
What?
We're in his fucking plane.
Uh-oh. That's alright. That's alright.
Yep, everything just turned off. It's kicking me out.
Oh, well.
All right, where we landing, boys? Boomer.
Boomer.
Oh god. Casino.
Did
Landed at the
you?
casino.
There's also conspiracies that it was shot down.
Yeah, that's what I was getting into. Was there was a jet nearby? Let me land this bitch, or maybe I'll just float up here for a while. Fuck it.
Boomer died.
Yeah, Boomer didn't make it.
Sorry, Boomer.
I just thought about that. I was like, wait, he's leaving and we're in his plane.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna take this quick second to stop the recording and start another one.
We can do that.
I'm just gonna land where I landed. We can continue.
All right. Let me know when you ready to go, River.
Oh, I'm good. I'm good now.
Okay. So something that I did find interesting was there was a 911 call from Flight 93 while it was, all this was happening. He said he told the operator's named Glenn Kramer, that he had locked himself inside one of the plane's toilets. He frantically told the 911 operator that they had been hijacked. Also told them he heard an explosion and saw white smoke. Then the call cut out.
He heard an explosion and saw white smoke.
Yes.
So that was obviously before it landed.
Yeah.
Or
There ain't no
before
way.
it blew up.
There ain't no way that
So-
would happen that slow. Like if they hit the
No.
ground,
Yeah.
he wouldn't
No,
have
he
time
wouldn't
to.
have seen nothing.
No, it just would have happened. The phone call
Yeah.
would have cut out.
Call would have cut out, and he would have been
Yeah.
gone. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's a chance that it could have been shot down.
Let's see. There was.
Because
Okay, so let me
white
check this
smoke-
out. Because there was
ahead.
eyewitness accounts of a mystery plane, as I was described in this article, that flew low over Flight 93 crash site shortly after impact. That Lee guy is is one of at least half a dozen named individuals who have reported seeing a second plane low in erratic patterns, not much above the treetop levels, over the crash site within minutes of the United flag of the plane actually crashing.
Okay. That's when he said he saw the jet.
Yeah. Him and a
Why
few
was
others, because obviously,
Yep.
obviously probably attracted some attention in that direction anyway.
So why
Right.
would the jet be there?
Well, I
That
mean, they obviously were scrambling jets. The Air Force Base was to see if they needed to shoot these planes down.
okay. What time did the Twin Towers get hit?
Okay, give me a second. I got that. One second. I'll tell you when everything happened. Hang on.
Yep.
All right. So at 8:46 a.m., the first plane hits the side of the North Tower. At 9:03 a.m., the second plane hits the South Tower. At 9:37, Flight 77 crashes into the Pentagon. At 9:45, the U.S. shuts down its airspace. No more planes are going in the air. Yada yada yada. At
Yep.
10:03 a.m., Flight 92 crashes in the field due to fighting in the cockpit,
Okay.
supposedly.
Oh
So,
Jesus, you're still falling.
Do you
oh,
know
I'm-
how many? Do you know how many flights were in the air at that time?
Probably just I
Probably
don't know.
just them.
But how many flights in the air would need to be so close to treetops?
True.
Because that plane was described as low flying by all of the eyewitnesses.
Okay.
You flew far as shit.
I figured
So I
And-
can see. Yeah, I can see that a jet would see the plane flying that low, and they know that those 3 other attacks happened already,
right.
and this plane's that low. Why is that plane this low? And
You
they
might want to get
probably
into
had,
that.
and they probably had to make the judgment call of, hey, we're gonna kill.
Yeah, I mean it's unfortunate.
However, yeah, it sucks that
It had
this
to
many
be that
people
way.
are gonna lose their life. But if these people don't lose their life right now, a hell of a lot more people are gonna lose their life. So it sucks on them people that did lose their life, and condolences to their families and stuff. But
I mean, yeah, I don't mean no disrespect to any of the family members of this
Oh
event.
yeah.
yeah, definitely not. But in retrospect, you gotta think:
There's
was
questionable
it
shit.
better that it did get shot down? If it did get shot down.
But if that's the case, I wouldn't mind them painting the story that they did. But it's still a possibility that's actually what happened though, because there was phone calls. There was family members that said that were
Actually,
getting
hold on.
phone
I
calls.
now that we're thinking about that, I remember reading somewhere that the vice president did make a call to shoot it down if it became more of a problem.
Well, I mean, of
But I
course, I
think
mean that's
shortly after that is when it originally hit the field.
right, right. So you're saying he said, all right, we might need to shoot it down, but it already hit the ground before.
Yeah. So from what I read, there was military jets that actually were en route to shoot
Yeah,
it down.
yeah.
And I guess it hit the field or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I mean, that's logical too. I mean, at that point,
Yeah.
you realize you're under attack. You got these planes up in the air. All right, they gotta come down. They can't be hitting inside
Yeah.
buildings
I
no
mean,
more.
and that is-
Unfortunately for
there
you,
are going to be casualties.
yeah.
Yes.
But like Diablo was saying, you're gonna lose 100 or so. That's not too many. That's not a small number. That's still a sad number.
That's still 100. That's still 100 too many
No,
people.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody
it's still,
should have lost their
no,
lives.
you're absolutely right that day.
Well,
Not a
like,
single person
especially if
should
it
have
was-
lost their life in this at all. But
Yeah, because wasn't that plane actually supposed to hit like 3 Mile Island or something?
No, they were thinking it was gonna hit the White House, I believe. Because it was in
Yeah.
Pennsylvania and it was going towards
Washington.
Washington, D.C., yeah.
All right.
It crashed in a field in Pennsylvania. But, But there was phone calls that family members said that they got from their family members on the plane. And, there was I remember hearing the recording of the husband talking about, there's hijackers, a group of us are kind of thinking about, trying to, because at this point they were kind of hearing what was going on too, like over the phone
Yeah.
with their family members. So they were thinking, because it wasn't like they got hijacked and it's all happened so quick. They were hijacked for a bit.
Yep.
So, they were sitting around while these guys were walking up and down the aisles with their box cutters or whatever. So they had time to kind of like think about, like, maybe we should try to do something.
Yeah.
know.
Anyone else realize this podcast is almost at 2 hours this time?
Mm-hmm. Almost, yeah. We're getting ready to cut it. We was at the
Yeah, I
last
think-
subject there. Yeah, we was
This
literally
is
at the
one
end
of the
there.
big ones, so.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, we're
Well,
getting
for
ready.
sure. There's a lot of conspiracies out there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
obviously, we're not going to know what's true and what's not. But it
Kinda
was
why we're
definitely
here.
nice
Just talking
talking to you
about it.
fellas about it.
So, final conclusions on the topic. What do y'all think?
It was shot down.
About the just general, like, do
Oh.
you think the government was behind it? Do you think
Yes.
it?
Full-heartedly, there's just
Yeah.
too many,
There's too much.
too
shit
many,
with the whole thing in general.
And I probably didn't get all of it.
yeah.
I guarantee there's probably
I-
some things I missed.
I do think something happened on the one in Pennsylvania that if the government was not expecting.
What do you
So, what do you mean? They weren't expecting?
I don't
What do you-
think
They
that
expected them to revolt?
they were. I don't think they were expecting the civilians to take over or try to take over.
Right.
I think that might have just been a random thing that happened.
No, I think you might be right. Because I
Yeah.
do buy into that story. Out of all of this, I do buy into that part of the story. I'm not
I can
gonna
see
lie.
it.
I
could see
really
it
do
happening.
think that part of the story is true. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really not that far fetched, man. It's really not. Especially if they realize that they're on a hijacked plane that's probably going to hit the side of a building.
Exactly.
They know they're going to die anyway.
And this was about, what, an hour after the first plane hit?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So-
you
so,
got to
yeah.
think over the headset, the pilot already heard about it happening.
How they might have been
Pilot-
hijacked for the entire time.
Yeah, pilot already heard about the plane going into the Twin Towers, going into the Pentagon. So he's probably
Well-
already on his toes
Yeah.
of, oh shit, we could be next, or something.
Something that you'd think.
Yeah.
They definitely knew about it. They definitely knew
Oh,
about what was
definitely.
going on. The planes were hitting buildings and shit.
Yep.
They're under attack, is what everybody was being told.
But I definitely think the government was behind it. I definitely
yeah.
think Bush was a big part in it. Just so he could take control
The oil
that,
fields.
that
of the oil, of the money. Money's the root of all evil, you know.
Yeah, this is
money
true.
money changes the way people think. If they can get enough of it, they don't care who they're going to take out on the way to get it.
exactly.
All right, but I was about to say I agree. But I think we probably better wrap this up, though.
Oh yeah,
Definitely.
we're almost at 2 hours.
Yeah, yeah. All right, Dabo, I appreciate you coming out. Boomer, appreciate you coming out as well. Mayhem had to leave.
Thank you, sir. I hope to be on another one here sometime.
Definitely.
Oh, I'm
definitely.
sure there'll be plenty where we have. The first one was just taco. This one where we have more people. I think it's gonna grow into a common theme where we're gonna have a bunch of different people jump on.
What was the first one about?
Ocean Gate?
The sub. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get on that one because I didn't know enough about it. So,
Honestly, we didn't either.
No.
but hey, yeah, definitely.
All right, fellas.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. Well, catch us next week, next Thursday, same time, same place. Until next time, y'all.
sir.
Appreciate you.
Later.